Welcome back to Thursday Thoughts. This week, instead of talking about one topic, we're going to give you 4 quick hitting reviews. We have Good Trouble Bourbon, great packaging, as you can see here. We have the Coppercraft 9-year straight bourbon. We also have new releases from Remus, and to finish it off, instead of going this with the straight, I'm going to go with the Oaklore Story Series here, the port cask finish. So we're going to start with this nice Good Trouble 70-21-9, 46 ABV, coming from the good folks at Good Trouble by way of DSPKY number 10, as we know as Green River Distillery. So this is also a fresh crack here on this Thursday evening. I'll always tell you, my favorite thing that I will do in between this is rinse my glass. Shout out to my wife for Father's Day a couple years ago. She gave me this great glass rinser over here. So I'll turn around, rinse the glass, and we'll be back in between sips. So 92 proof, new char white oak barrels aged at least 4 years. Here we go. On the nose, traditional Kentucky, a little bit of caramel, warm vanilla. You know, just quintessential, nothing exceptional that maybe stands out, but just a nice nose. A little bit of apple or pear in there too, which is nice to have a little bit of balance of fruit. See, 4-year Green River bourbon is just true Kentucky. It's got a little bit of bite on it with a little bit of that rye spice. It's got that warm caramel, that warm vanilla. It's not over diluted at 92 proof. It's got a lot of flavor, a lot of complexity. Could be good in a cocktail, could be good by itself, could be good on ice. That's the way I judge a lot of whiskeys, especially that are new to market. What is cool about Good Trouble, they're a female-owned organization, and they've done some really cool stuff. They recently did a gala with Lamar Jackson up in Baltimore. So if you're looking for a new brand that's, you know, female owned, looking for something different, try Good Trouble. You'd probably be in good trouble if you finished a bottle of this. But I like it. They're going to sponsor our glassware for the day as well. You know, Good Trouble, spirited conversation. I agree. This would be a nice bottle to share with people. I think it's got premium packaging. That's one thing I like about, you know, non-producing distillers that are creating what their, you know, brand image is going to be, is to have nice packaging, elevate what you're going to be on the shelf. May have to slow down on how big these pours are for Thursday Thoughts, because at the end of this 10-minute video, I may be in for a hurting. A shout out to Larrikin as well. And Greg, got this cool shirt that I have on. It's very comfortable, but it's also very big. But it's all good. Been wearing it all day. Really enjoy it. Most comfortable shirt that I have worn in quite a while from a distillery, and I love distillery clothes. So next we're going to go back to Coppercraft. As you remember from our last Thursday Thoughts video, because there was none on the 4th of July week, just a lot of things happened. And so the last video we did was visiting Holland. So we have this nice Coppercraft 9-year, you know, and I think this is all Michigan. It says that it was produced and bottled at Coppercraft Distillery. So I'm excited about this. The proof on this is a little bit lower, 90.6. So we'll go from 92 to 90.6. But with the age statement of 9 years, I wanted to put this second. Not sure on the mash bill. I can get back to you all on that one. But I do have a lot of excitement after going to the distillery, seeing what the Coppercraft team is up to. Also just, you know, there wasn't really any bad whiskey I tried there. That was the best thing. I was so shocked about how much good whiskey that they had. So this is pot distilled. I can tell you this. So if it's coming out of the Michigan distillery, it's going to be pot distilled, which gives it a little bit of funkiness. So one of the things I can tell right now, it's fatty, right, on the body. A little bit of nutty brown butter and some stewed fruit. It's not crisp apple or crisp pear. It's stewed fruits, and it's got a bouquet, a little perfume to it, which is nice. So it's very balanced. Okay, so this is a little woody, like sandalwood. It's got a spice rack to it, which is nice. Apple, cinnamon kind of bake, like fresh cinnamon stick, not like cinnamon that you get out of a grocery store. This is like a fresh cinnamon stick or fresh cinnamon bark. You go back to the nose, it does have more of that cinnamon note up front. Nutmeg, a little bit of maltiness. I love the mouthfeel on this. Gingerbread, that ginger note really kind of sticking out. Man, Man, this is not what I expected, but this has a lot of flexibility to it. I can see this being good in a lot of cocktails. An old fashioned with this would be really nice, but also like if you're riffing, something in that category, or a whiskey sour, because it's going to give more of that nutmeg, or maybe a bourbon carajito. I know those are really popular right now. I really enjoy pot stilled bourbon. Not many people, I mean, some people do, but I really like that funkiness it gives, that body. That's the difference between the two of these, the first two. The Good Trouble's a clean distillate coming out of Green River. This one's got that, some rounding to it, where it's just, you can tell that somebody made cuts and then somebody blended this back. Overall, I was in good trouble when I poured a hefty pour of that. If I keep drinking this, I'm going to be in a lot of good trouble. Two good pours to start off. We're going to rank these at the end. Right now, I'm going to give the lean to Coppercraft. It's going to take a big showing from these last two to probably pass that one, because it's just my palate and mouthfeel. Everything on this one scores very highly in my viewpoint. But, we'll see. We'll keep going. And again, going back to the glass rinser, got to have a clean glass for this. Now, earlier this year, and it's here on my bar, this still is one of my favorite bourbons that I've had this year. So I know Ian is crafting great whiskey, and the Ross and Squibb team are crafting great whiskey. This Remus Reserve Babe Ruth Take Two, I don't know what they're calling this, is a blend of 2017, 2016, and 2017. So a 49% rye, a 44% rye, and a 36% rye. So super high rye mash bill. 111 proof. So I think it's a little bit more proofy than last year. But really interested to see what this guy is all about. Now, last year, when we got the bottle, you could actually, it had a cool cork on it, which was like the knob of a baseball bat. There was a code on the back of it. You could see what happened with that plate appearance, depending on what bottle it was. So I'm not sure what the actual shop experience, or like the actual retail experience, will be this year for this one. But I do like these mash bills. I do like they're playing with things. The 49% rye is just a wild thing to me. So it has to be 51% corn. So, that's 8-9 year bourbon that they're messing with there. And for this being such high rye content, I would expected this to kind of punch me in the face, but it's really kind of subtle from a rye perspective. I mean, it's there, the citrus, a little bit of pine, more lemon, maybe even grapefruity, vanilla custard, not like vanilla, like bean, or vanilla, like a vanilla ice cream or anything like that. This is more of a custard note. The water's kind of, from the rinse, is making it, kind of open up a little bit, which I like. We're also stepping up, nearly 20 proof points. Wouldn't say it drinks 20 proof points hotter, at 111 versus 90.6 where we just were. I don't know. I mean, this one is kind of light all around. Light on the nose, light on the palate. I mean, these are first reactions. You're getting, live coming at you. I expected this one to be bold and spicy. It's just not there. There's something missing. I don't know what that something is. I'm interested to see my friends out in the bourbon sphere review this one, if they're getting something more or less. But third sip, I'm finally getting something there. Cinnamon sugar, kind of donut-y, crumb cake type notes. A little bit of that warm pie. There's like a pie crust there. There's a little bit going on here. Almost a coconutty note as well. Not mad about that one. Who doesn't like a good coconut? Now it's brown sugar on the nose, brulee type of notes. I just had a brulee peach, so I'm getting a little bit of that in there. The nose is opening up quite a bit. The first impression wasn't great. 45, 50 seconds later, the impression's a lot better. Okay, I'm in on this now. I was out on it at first. It was going to be 3 out of the 3 we've tried. Now it's coming up. It's opened up a little bit. It's doing its thing. I don't believe in neck pours. I don't believe that's a thing, but I do believe that oxidation helps. And this is a great example of that. I let it sit for a couple more seconds. It started to do its thing. It started to open up, started to enjoy it a little bit more. That being said, I don't know if I like it better than the Coppercraft. I think because it does have a little bit more complexity, I would lean it a little bit over the Good Trouble. but then you would have to balance this. Would you pay the difference in price point? That's where you're kind of, guessing there. I like the Remus. I really like Ian. I really like what Ross and Squibb does. I just don't know. There's one more drink left. To be determined. We still got one more. Again, going to our handy dandy rinser here. Again, thank you, Good Trouble, for a spirited conversation tonight on Thursday Thoughts. Shout out to Oaklore. One, because the dudes are just great. If you've not caught the episode with Oaklore, check it out here now. Go back and listen to that podcast. Just really good dudes. Jack, who is their head of sales, is also awesome. Really nice. They were also Patreon Tasting Club members, and came on and sampled through their whiskey. They have a partnership with one of the bigger distilleries there in North Carolina to source great liquid. They have a very special mash bill that they have for the rye. They have a Kentucky, North Carolina thing going on with their bourbon. And who am I without a sales sheet to know a little bit about this? So this is a 2010 mash bill, 6 years old. It's from its sister distillery here in North Carolina. I like that. And then after aging 6+ years, new charred oak white barrels, the whiskey's transferred to newly dumped port wine barrels and continues to age for 12 to 18 months. So this is a really nice, it's not a bourbon. This is a rye, even better. Sign me up, because their rye whiskey is phenomenal. Like, if you've not had Oaklore Rye Whiskey, pause on everything. It is one of the best rye whiskeys I have drank. Like, literally could enjoy it all day, every day. It's so good. Whatever they did, whatever the blend was, Oaklore Rye Whiskey, a must buy. If I can find it, it's a must buy. Again, this is going to be completely different than anything else we tried. Bourbon, rye whiskey. But coming off this Babe Ruth, almost a rye whiskey at that much, it'll be fun to see what this looks like. This is just fun. I'll rank the three and then tell you what I think about Oaklore. So I'm just going to let this open up more. Tell you it's a bonus. Oaklore is the bonus. I'm going to go this beautiful guy, number one, just because I love just the difference here in this one. I'm gonna lean from a price point perspective. I'm gonna lean Good Trouble 2, but to be determined on Remus Babe Ruth. I think it could be good tomorrow. I think I need to give it a little more of a try. But Coppercraft, Good Trouble, Remus, Babe Ruth, I like them all. They can all be friends. But today, Coppercraft reigns supreme. Good Trouble 2, Babe Ruth 3. So bonus pour. The bonus pour is this story series. Again, great guys here at Oaklore. Love what they do. Love their heart for their community. And just love the port right off the bat. Like, I could sniff this glass all day long. It really marries well with the rye whiskey. Caramel mixed with like just red grape, red fruit, plum, fig. I mean, whatever, raisin even. I mean, because it's got a little depth and complexity to it. I could fangirl about this pour for a while. Bruleed sugar, a little bit of like cheesecake bitterness in there. Interesting. The palate, I'm crossing my arms because I'm perplexed, if I might say. The palate has a lot of mint on it, which I was not getting on the nose. It's not a bad thing, but it is a little minty. We like the nose. It might be the best thing I've sniffed in a while. But the palate doesn't match that, which is interesting. But you do carry the red fruits forward. You do get a lot of flavor. I mean, if you're looking for something unique and to try, that is very good. It's just different. That rye and the port play really well in the nose. The palate's just different. It's not off. It's just not what I expected. So I like it at 92 proof, 6 years. I think this is $99. But if the nose could match the palate one for one, I would say this might be the best port finish I've ever had. It's close. I love port whiskey. Finished whiskey, it's on the cusp of being great. It's like if you're grading on a curve, or if you're grading it, it's a 90, right? It's between an A or a B plus and an A. It's like right there. I really like this. It's right up my alley. I just wish there were a few differences on the palate, but beggars can't be choosers. So with every Thursday thought, my thought was, let's review some whiskey this week. What have you tried? What's the most recent whiskey you have reviewed or thought about or put in your glass? Would love to know in the comments. What are your top 5 whiskeys you've tried recently? Everybody's palate's different. Just because I rated these a certain way doesn't mean you will. Tell us your thoughts, let us know what you think, and we'll catch you next week on Thursday Thoughts. Cheers.